So here's how I mastered Kenya Jade's track called Settling to take it from this
I'd lose myself to you.
to this.
I'd lose myself to you. I'd lose.
After the first listen through, I knew I wanted to add some subtle saturation for color and fullness. I also wanted to add some high-end brightness to really help Kenya's vocals shine through the mix. And then lastly, I wanted to address some build-up in the low mids to just add some clarity to the track overall. So first up, I have this black box saturator, and I have it in mid-side mode, so it's adding some color overall to the track, but then I have some additional saturation on just the side signal, and it sounds like this.
I'd lose myself to you. I'd lose myself.
I didn't want to do anything too drastic where it's like changing the balance of the mix, but a subtle amount of saturation here is just bringing out some nice detail in the track. Next on the chain is reductive EQ. There's one note in the intro that was really resonant, so I just took care of that. And as a side note, it's totally okay to automate stuff on your master chain. Next, I have this Pultec EQ that's adding a little bit of volume and again, more of that analog feel. And it's also carving out some of the low mid information. Next up, I have Ozone that's adding a bit of compression and some really nice consistency to the low end, the low mids, and a little bit of the mid range.
To get you to stay. Oh.
So we're keeping the ratio pretty low. It's 2-to-1. We're doing on average about 2 to 3 decibels of gain reduction. And again, this is really just to smooth out like the low end and the low mids of the track. It gives it a really nice consistency. Whereas before I felt that some of the low end and the low mid information was kind of jumping out at me. Next, I have the FABFILTER Pro MB, and this is just adding a little bit of snap to the snare drum in one part of the track. You'll see I just have it automated on for the first like chorus or hook section. And this is what it's doing. Just enhancing that snap of the snare drum a little bit. Next, I have the Clariphonic Parallel EQ, and this is adding some really nice brightness to the track.
Do I have to be?
It's bringing a nice airy quality to the vocal and then just the track as a whole. And then last on the Sonics chain, I'm carving a little bit more of the low mids and cleaning up the sides. For dynamics, I kept it really simple. I have this Pro C2 adding some glue to the track, and then finally some limiting. We're not doing anything crazy. We're not trying to like win any loudness wars with this style of song. I'm getting maybe between 1 to like 2.5 at the very most decibels of gain reduction at the loudest peaks of the track. I hope that helps. Definitely check out the track if you haven't yet. It's a song called Settling by Kenya Jade. And yeah, hit me up if you want to work together.